Hello students. Into the previous class we already learned about the types of SQL commands and the types of SQL commands DDL, DQL, DML, DCL and TCL, and I think you all understood. In today's class I am going to teach you about MySQL data types. What? MySQL data types means data type, which type of data value you will store into your records, so that will be decided with help of the data types. So the data type of MySQL will be very helpful when you will create the structure of your table. For that purpose, you should know about the data types. So into the MySQL, we have mainly these three data types: numeric, string and date. We have more, but we will first discuss about these data types. What? Numeric, string and dates. So in when we will create our tables, so we will use these data types. So if you have records in the numeric forms, so the records may be in numeric data, may be decimal or integer. Means that type of data you have in a records that you want to store into your computer. So when you will define the structure of your table, so if you want to store in a column a decimal or integer value, so you can use the numeric data type. In numeric data type you have decimal and integer. So if you assign a column as a decimal, means for example, if you have a fee records and the fee can only store the numeric value and that should be into the form of decimal only, so you can use the decimal data type, and this is the format of decimal, and this is the syntax. So syntax is, first you have to write the column name, and after the column name you will use the decimal, and within the bracket, this is the parenthesis, within the parenthesis you can use the precisions and scale. So the precisions is the criteria, means the size of your integers 1, 2, 3, and this is scale for the decimal point. Like if you only want to store a value like 87.2, so it after 87 you have a 0.2, only the decimal point you want to keep 2, so this is comes under the scale. So it is the record precision is 2 and scale is 1, so you can put here 2 comma 1. So 2 digits is comes under the precisions, and the decimal point after the integer value, after the decimal only the one decimal value should be executed, so you can write here 1, 2, 3 what you want to. So this is the decimal, okay, and you will understood with help of also example when we will discuss. And next numeric data type is int, means integer. So if you want to put record into the column only in the form of the integer, only in a without decimal, without fraction value, so you will assign that column as a integer. Clear? So here you can see, so its syntax is simple integer and within parenthesis you can assign the size. So any size you can assign into this parameter. You can see a whole number. So int only keep the whole number and 4 bytes with a maximum range of minus, this is the range, minus to positive. Clear? So this range is comes under the integer, and without the unsigned value is keep in this range 0 to this. Clear? So you will use in a column when you want to keep it numeric, so decimal and integer data type you can use. Now the next data type is string. A string is a sequence of character that is called string. So in string you have two data type, char and varchar. What? Char, char, char and varchar. Char is used for the character and varchar is used for variable character. Both will be used for store the string value into your column. This data type is used to store string into your column. But there is some difference between the char and varchar. First you see the char syntax. The syntax of char is char, you have to use the column name, and after the column name you will assign its data type. The data type is char, like, and then size means how many character you want to store into that particular column. So if you assign the 4 size like 4, so what happened? Only the 4 character will be stored on that particular column. So any size you can assign here. So the character, when you assign a column as a character, so this is called fixed length. Character data type is a fixed length, means if you have a 10 character, so you have to use the size 10. If the character is only 5, so but it will only use the 10 size, means its size is fixed. So that's why it is a fixed length character and its range is 0 to 255. Next data type in a string you have a varchar. This is the variable character. Its syntax is same. First you have to use the column name and then assign its data type is like varchar, and the size means how many character you want to store on that particular column. So any size you can assign 10, 20, 30, what is your requirement. According to the column requirement you can assign the size. Clear? And this is called the variable length. What? The varchar is called a variable. That is a difference between the char and varchar. Varchar is called fixed length character and varchar is called variable length character. It means if you have assigned the size of varchar as 20 but your string is use only the size 10, so it will use the memory only 10 bytes. Clear? Not it will use the 20 bytes. So according to the variable length it will use the size. But into the char, if you have assigned the 20, the size of the character, so it will always use the 20 bytes, not less than. Clear? Other your size is of string is 5, but it will use 20 because you have assigned the 20. So that's why it is called fixed length and this is called variable length. Clear? Its range is same 0 to 25. Now, if you have a column like date of join column you want to create, and the storage value in the format of date, so you can use that column as a date data type. You can use the date data type, and its syntax is date. Only you will assign the date, and its format when you will store the records into that particular column. So this is the format. It will store your date into the YYMMDD, means first you have to use the year and then month, and after this date. This is the example like 2006, 9 and 23. So 9 is a month, 23 is the date, and 2006 is your year. So this is the date data type. So you have only these data type: numeric, string and date. Into numeric you will use day, decimal or integer, and string you can use char or varchar, and date you will use as a date. So when you will create the structure of table in MySQL, so you have to use these data type. First we will create the structure, then we able to store records into the database. So I think you all understood the data type in MySQL. So these all are the data type of MySQL.